All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Heartland Championship Wrestling. My name is Dave Little, and we are coming to you live from the Dave Cave with action from the Atlantic Wrestling Federation, but so much more than that here tonight. The month of September is upon us, and that means it is the beginning of our annual tradition, the Filsinger Cup tournaments. The Filsinger Cup tournaments are conducted every year to be concluded in October. And the way that works, as many of you may know, is that every wrestler, every tag team, every lady who has won gold, who has won a championship in the Heartland over the past 12 months, is entered into tournaments. And the winners of those tournaments are crowned the Filsinger Cup winners for the year. And tournament action is kicking off here tonight. And those prestigious titles will be awarded on pay-per-view on October 5th right here in the Dave Cave. So yeah, we are looking at some excitement here tonight. Of course, our main event tonight will be for the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship as Dusty Rhodes defends against Frank Wainscott. Against Lou THESZ. Got ahead of myself there. Plus, we'll have some tournament action from the Filsinger Cup Round 1. Now, that having been said, let's say hello to everybody who is in the chat room. Frank Wainscott, of course, first in line, so thank you for that. Frank will not be facing Dusty Rhodes tonight, but he is first in line at the turnstile, along with Mark Ferguson, Kathy Evans, and Salvador America. Thank you one and all for coming out tonight to the Dave Cave. And as we get started, Frank Wainscott, I was thinking about you. I had a question for you, Frank. And last week you mentioned that your son won his college football game, and I know you mentioned this last year. I do not remember what college your son plays for, whether I'm thinking it's something in northern Kentucky, whether it's Thomas More or Mount Union or maybe Northern Kentucky University or someplace there in that vicinity. But if you would be so kind as to remind us where he plays, I would certainly appreciate that. And Frank Wainscott is too busy taking on Dusty. I have something in my trunks. We will leave that for Mrs. Wainscott to decide. All right. Before we went live tonight, we did have some action on the dark matches. The show opened with a rematch between Bobo Brazil and the newcomer Tom Jenkins. Those two had a match to start things off, and Jenkins was disqualified from that match a month or so ago by virtue of outside interference. Bobo was jumped on the outside of the ring, and sure enough, and so it was Bobo who graciously offered a rematch to Tom Jenkins here tonight to open the show in Gainesville, Florida. And once again, outside interference took place, only this time it was Jenkins who was attacked on the outside of the ring, and it was Jenkins who was awarded the disqualification, awarded the match by disqualification. So Bobo Brazil and Tom Jenkins have formed an alliance of some sort, but they keep getting their matches interfered in, and tonight it was Jenkins who got the win in our opening contest by disqualification. Then we got started with the Filsinger Cup tournaments. The first match of the 2024 Filsinger Cup tournaments pitted Nick Aldis against Diamond Dallas Page, and it was Nick Aldis picking up the submission victory by way of the Mag Lynn Cloverleaf. Then we saw a terrific contest, just an absolute banger of a match. Again, Filsinger Cup tournament action as Rowdy Roddy Piper took on Wildfire Tommy Rich. These two combined for a total of 13 fatigue tokens. Count them, 13. And it was Rowdy Roddy Piper finally getting the win by way of the sleeper hold. So many near falls in that match, it was hard to count. Just before we came to air, we went back to Atlantic Wrestling Federation action and a number one contenders match for the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. That match won by Frank Gotch with a victory over Big John Studd by way of the Gotch Toehold. So whoever wins tonight's main event has got Frank Gotch waiting in the wings for a title shot. But now we are going to get down to action with our first televised match here, again from the Filsinger Cup Championship Tournament. Kentucky Christian University in Grayson, Kentucky. Yeah, thank you, Frank, for sharing that information. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with no time limit. There are no draws in Filsinger Cup Tournament action, but disqualification rules will be in effect. This is an opening round matchup for the men's Filsinger Cup. Introducing first out of San Francisco, California. He stands at 6'1". He weighs 243 pounds. This is Pat Patterson. They're playing at Morehead State tonight. Yeah, I came on a little early, Frank, because I wanted to catch the Buckeyes who start at 6:30. So hopefully we'll be able to catch my Buckeyes tonight. But first, we go back to Filsinger Cup action. His opponent from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, stands at 5'11", weighs 235 pounds. This is the Hitman Bret Hart. So Bret Hart and Pat Patterson will be squaring off. A couple of WWF legends in action tonight with a Filsinger Cup opening round tournament action. A total of 27 men qualified for the Filsinger Cup tournament this year. So the top 5 received byes. That was, let's see, the number 1 seed overall, Barry Windham, of course. Ric Flair, the number 2 seed. Terry Funk seeded 3rd. Followed by superstar Billy Graham and I believe Dusty Rhodes rounding out the top 5 seeds for the tournament. So they get byes into round 2. This is an opening round match. Bret Hart and Pat Patterson, and we will use our championship dice for all of these matches. I should get a special set of Filsinger Cup tournament dice, but we'll go with the championship dice for tonight, and we are ready for our opening televised matchup. And the initiative hold is won by Pat Patterson. As we say hi to Al, Red Sox fan, thanks for stopping by. And Patterson comes out with a slingshot into the corner. That is a power move. It's going to require a roll of 8 or lower, and he successfully executes that move. And the Hitman is stunned. Patterson stays on him with some jumping stomps. Hart down to the canvas. As Patterson is on him now with a rapid punch combination. Hart getting to his feet. Fires back, and it's Bret Hart now with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Pat Patterson, and on a roll of 9, that is a running back elbow delivered by Bret Hart that puts Pat Patterson down to the mat. Hart now in control with a backbreaker across the knee. Very well executed by the man they call the excellence of execution. Hart stays on him with a knee to the stomach, a choice F maneuver, choice F. Both these men 0 power. Hart has the agility advantage. He'll need a roll of 7 or lower to complete this move, and on a roll of 5, the knee to the stomach is successful, and Pat Patterson is going to hit the mat and roll out of the ring and down to the arena floor. On the arena floor, it is Bret Hart winning the brawl on the arena floor with a cannonball off of the ring apron. Hart putting Patterson down on the arena floor. Patterson making that helpless crawl back into the ring where Hart is waiting with a big superplex. And Patterson goes down and stays down. Hart getting the early advantage here. And out of the ring we go once again. Both these men A-rated performers on the arena floor. And on a roll of 8, once again, it is Hart winning the brawl with a diving clothesline off the ring apron. So Hart taking to the air early and often to get the advantage on Pat Patterson. And now we're going out of the ring again. We'll not see any shenanigans as of yet. But on a roll of 10, it is Hart again, this time with a foreign object. How about that? A pipe wrench coming into play. As Bret Hart taken after Pat Patterson with a foreign object. Will we see a disqualification here? No, the referee is going to let him fight. And now it is Hart going for a death jump. Death jump, Bret Hart going up to the top rope, and on a roll of 6, he nails that death jump off the top rope. Patterson is down. What's Hitman going to do here? Out of the ring we go yet again. And on the arena floor this time, Hart once again winning the brawl and slamming the head of Pat Patterson into the ring post. Wow. This match has escalated to unexpected levels of violence here between these two men who are primarily known as technical wrestlers. Here's a stomp to the midsection executed by Bret Hart. And Hart following that up with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Pat Patterson. And on a roll of 6, he grabs the arm of Hart, reversing that whip to the turnbuckle. And now it's Hart going into the turnbuckle. We don't get a repeat of that, and instead it is a big kick delivered by Pat Patterson that stuns Bret Hart. Patterson now with a chance to execute some offense. Going up for the airplane spin, around and around and around, and down to the canvas hard goes Bret Hart. Patterson maintains control with a Boston Crab. Boston Crab executed by Pat Patterson. And it's Hart who's going to go to the bottom rope and crawl out of the ring and down to the arena floor. And this time on a roll of 7, it is Patterson winning the brawl on the arena floor with an Irish whip into the barricade. Bret Hart slamming into the barricade. Pat Patterson now with a chance to do some damage. He goes to the figure 4 leg lock. But no, with the card mechanic here on a roll of 6, Patterson instead uses a foreign object. There's no DQ roll attached to that. And a level 0 finisher. Bret Hart has just a pin roll of 1, so he'll not need a pin roll here, but he takes a point of fatigue as Patterson takes his revenge with the foreign object. And Patterson now in control, going for the bombs away. That's his finisher. It's a +2. The pin roll here 4 or lower. And a sideways dive there. We got to roll that one again. That was nearly a fall. And on a roll of snake eyes, he got him. How about that? Pat Patterson with a foreign object. Introduced into the match by Bret Hart, but don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Pat Patterson slugs Bret Hart with his own foreign object and then puts him away with the bombs away knee drop. And Pat Patterson is your winner. He will be moving on in the Filsinger Cup Men's Tournament for 2024. All right, kind of a surprising turn of events in that battle, as Bret Hart will go home disappointed and prematurely, and Pat Patterson moves on. And next up we go to another Filsinger Cup match. This will be from the tag team division. And while I'm setting up, let me see if I can get the bracket on board. The bracket's probably too small to effectively display on the channel, but we'll see what we can do here. I'll just take a moment and open that. Navigate over to here. Gosh, that's small. But if we enlarge it a few times, maybe that will give you all something to look at. And now let me switch over to here, and we will go to the monitor. And now hopefully you all will be seeing the bracket. This is the top half of the men's bracket. Actually, the top, it's a 32-man bracket, so this is the top 8. Barry Windham, your top seed. Earlier tonight, we saw Nick Aldis get the win over Diamond Dallas Page, so we can move him forward. Tragos and Rogers will be later tonight. Tim Storm against Johnny Valentine, set to do battle in the top bracket, where Barry Windham is the number 1 seed. The middle bracket has Superstar Billy Graham and Dusty Rhodes, your 4 and 5 seeds. We just saw Pat Patterson defeat Bret Hart, so he now will move on to face Dusty Rhodes in round 2 of the Filsinger Cup. And Graham will get the winner of this Gordy and Bockwinkel matchup. The third bracket here has Terry Funk as the top seed, and the number 3 overall seed, Big John Studd and Steve Dr. Death Williams, should have a good match there. Harley Race and THESZ, always an all-time classic. And Jerry Lynn, who recently won the Lone Star Heavyweight Championship to qualify, will face Ravishing Rick Rude. And in the bottom part of the bracket, Ric Flair, the number 2 overall seed, will have Bobo Brazil and Sergeant Slaughter. We just saw Rowdy Roddy Piper earlier tonight defeat Tommy Wildfire Rich, and Vader and Strangler Lewis. Good rivalry there from Patriot Championship Wrestling. They will do battle with the winner to meet Ric Flair in round 2. While we're here, I will scoot over to the tag bracket as well. Only 9 teams in the tag team bracket. And tonight we are seeing the 8-9 matchup between the Steiner brothers and the Fantastics, with the winners to face the number 1 overall seed, the Midnight Express. The British Bulldogs will take on Jay and Mark Briscoe. They had quite the rivalry through 2024, and they will lock horns again in Filsinger Cup action. Jack and Jerry Briscoe taking on the newly crowned Pro Wrestling Mid-America Tag Team Champions Magnum T.A. and Brad Armstrong. You've got to give the Briscoe brothers the edge in that matchup. And at the bottom of the bracket, former NWA World Tag Team Champions Tony Gurria and Larry Zbyszko take on the current Atlantic Tag Team Champions Mr. Wrestling 1 and Mr. Wrestling 2. So that's your bracket for the Filsinger Cup Men's and Women's Championships. And that is where things stand up to the minute. And we will go back to the tabletop and back over here. 2 weeks in a row, Snake Eyes have made an appearance to end things. Indeed, that was the case, Salvador America, last week. Congratulations on your outstanding memory. We've had a walk through the men's Filsinger Cup brackets. I haven't. I have the women's matches set up, but I do not have the brackets drawn yet. So maybe next week we'll take a look at the women's bracket. But ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 60-minute time limit. It is a tag team match in the opening round of the Filsinger Cup Men's Tag Team Championship Tournament. Introducing first, team number 1 out of Bay City, Michigan, at a total combined weight of 525 pounds. It is Rick and Scotty, the Steiner brothers. And their opponents come to you from the City of Angels at a total combined weight of 442 pounds. It is Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton, the Fantastics. All right, so Fantastics against the Steiners for the opportunity to face the Midnight Express in the next round of the tournament. And as we kick things off, it will be Rick Steiner starting things off against Tommy Rogers. And the opening initiative roll is won by Rick Steiner. Steiner comes out with a double leg takedown. And oh, he got him down. Nicely executed by Steiner. And Steiner now with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Tommy Rogers, and on a roll of 10, the wrestler with the better turnbuckle rating wins that confrontation. That would be Rick Steiner. And Rick, with a huge Steiner line in the corner, puts Rogers down to the canvas. Steiner already at level 3 offense. And he is going to go now for a choice H maneuver, which is either a death jump A or an agility rating of 6 or lower. And Steiner not a death jump guy, so he is going to go for this German suplex as an agility move. And on a roll of 9, it is Rogers who escapes that. And it is Rogers who turns that around with a, thought about a whip to the turnbuckle. He instead is going to roll up and try for the arm breaker. The arm breaker, a power move. And so that is not going to work on the big arms of Rick Steiner. Steiner back in control with a twisting power slam that puts Rogers down to the canvas and puts him down hard. as Miho Burns joins us in the chat room. Thank you for tuning in today. Rogers with a chance for a defensive tag here, and on a roll of snake eyes, he gets over and tags in Bobby Fulton. So Rogers learned a lesson there from Rick Steiner. We'll see if Fulton can do any better, as Fulton comes out with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Rick Steiner, and on a roll of 5, it is Steiner who bounces off the turnbuckle and catches Fulton with a skull-splitting running lariat. And Fulton goes down and goes down hard. Rick's going to go for the cover. The pin roll here is 3, and on a roll of 8, Fulton is able to kick out. Let's see, we need our pin save counters here. Get those into play. So Rick puts Fulton down for one near fall, and now they're going for the Steiner dog, a +3 tag finisher. The pin roll here would be a 7. So there will be a pin save attempt, and on a roll of 3, Rogers able to save his partner. And let's see, on the roll of 3, your tag partner goes crazy and interferes in a big way. Roll again on the wrestler interference chart. And on a roll of 10, your ally storms the ring, but the opponent wins the ensuing brawl and throws him out of the ring. Then he performs another big move and rolls the pin again. So Rogers came into the ring, interrupted the cover. Rick threw Rogers out of the ring and is going to go for the cover again on Bobby Fulton. This time the pin roll is, let's see, we got to give a point of fatigue for taking the Steiner dog. The pin roll is now 5. And on a roll of 9, Fulton is able to kick out, will not give him a second point of fatigue. Scott Steiner now the legal man in the ring after the successful pin save by Tommy Rogers. Scotty now in control with a double underhook power bomb, and down to the canvas goes Bobby Fulton hard. Fulton going to roll out of the ring and down to the arena floor with Scott Steiner in pursuit. Both these men B-rated performers on the arena floor as we say hello to Bear 608 and Dwayne Martz. And on a roll of 4, that is the double disqualification roll. So both sides will roll disqualification, and I don't think either of these guys are going to get disqualified. We go now to the odd even roll, with Fulton getting the even roll, and on a roll of 2, it is Fulton winning the brawl on the arena floor with a backdrop onto the announcer's table. Scotty came at him with a Steiner line. Fulton ducked out of the way, and with a big body drop sends Steiner crashing through the table at ringside. Fulton now in control as they go back into the ring. He hits Scotty with a big drop kick, and Scotty is stunned. Fulton tags into Rogers, and Rogers is going to come in with a choice D maneuver, choice D, against Scotty, who's -2 agility, -2 power. So he is going to try a power slam on 7 or lower, and on a 6 he got him over. How about that? And Scotty is hurt. Rogers still in control and going now with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Scott Steiner, and on a roll of 8 it is a big kick by Tommy Rogers that stuns Scott Steiner. Now we've got Fulton coming back into the ring for a double team attempt. And on a roll of 9, it is a deadly elbow smash delivered by Bobby Fulton that stuns Scotty Steiner. Boy, it's like the dogs that caught the car. They're doing everything they can to Scotty Steiner, and they just cannot seem to do any damage to the big guy. Here is a leapfrog arm breaker, and Scotty is going to interrupt that. And with a level 2 reversal, and Scotty coming back instead with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes goes Bobby Fulton, and on a roll of 8, it is Scotty with a big shoulder block that takes Fulton back down to the canvas. Scotty now in control, another whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Fulton, and on a roll of 8, it is another shoulder tackle that takes Fulton back down to the canvas. Scotty back in control with a big Steiner line, but Fulton ducks the Steiner line, and it is Fulton on the reversal coming back with a leapfrog arm breaker. That's a tag move, and that is going to put Scotty down. Tommy Rogers now the legal man in the ring. And Rogers now goes for the atomic drop. Steiner gets the reversal on that. They come together in the center of the ring, and it's Scotty going to attempt a power slam on a roll of 8 or lower. And on a roll of snake eyes, Tommy, or boxcars, Tommy escapes the power slam, and it is Tommy who comes back with a big drop kick that stuns Scotty Steiner. So the Fantastics have taken some punishment, but they're trying to keep at it here. Now he's going for that power slam again on a roll of 7 or lower, and on a roll of 7 he got him over, and Scotty is hurt. Tommy with one more wishbone stomp there, and Scotty reverses that. And on the reversal, it is Scotty with a Steiner line that stuns Tommy Rogers. Scotty's been in there a while. He's going to tag out to brother Rick. And Rick comes into the ring with a twisting power slam that puts Tommy down to the canvas. Rick stays on him, whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Rogers. On a roll of 6, Rogers is going to reverse that. And Steiner comes off the turnbuckle with a big running clothesline. And he's going to put Tommy down for the cover. The pin roll here is 3. And on a roll of 7, Tommy able to kick out. Steiner now in control. Going to go for a back body drop, a choice C maneuver. He'll need 8 or lower to connect on that. And on a roll of 8, he got him. And it is Tommy who is hurt. Steiner stays on him now with a tag team back elbow smash with a backbreaker. That's a tag team move. Scotty now the legal man in the ring. And Scotty is going to go for the double underhook powerbomb. Tommy in trouble here, desperately trying to get over for the defensive tag, and he cannot get there. Double team time for the Steiners. And on a roll of 9, it is a running forearm smash delivered by Rick Steiner that stuns Tommy Rogers. Steiner now in control. Steiner going for that backbreaker elbow smash combo again. Again, Tommy going to try and make the defensive tag, and this time he gets there. In comes Bobby Fulton. Fists and fire. Fulton against Rick Steiner. They hit a double back elbow on Steiner. Fulton stays on him. Flying head scissors. The flying head scissors takes Rick Steiner over and down to the canvas. Steiner back up to his feet. Fulton's on him. Fulton with a monkey flip. Again, Steiner back to his feet. Fulton with a attempted a snapmare. Steiner powers out of that one. And it is Rick now tied up in the center of the ring. And it is Rick going to try the hip toss. And that is an agility move. Fulton jumps out of the hip toss. And Fulton comes back with a back body drop. And both men scramble to their feet. Rick Steiner again first to his feet. Rapid fire reversals there. Rick pummeling on Fulton now with a series of crossface shots. Fulton staggers back. And now it is Rick Steiner staying on him with a double leg takedown. Can Fulton make the tag? No, he cannot. Steiner's on him. Steiner's going to tag in brother Scotty. And Scotty now comes into the ring and attempts a drop kick, and he nailed him with the drop kick. Can Fulton make the tag? Yes, he can. Defensive tag made by the Fantastics. Rogers now the legal man in the ring. This tag team match is as good as advertised. Rogers with a forearm smash. Scotty fires right back, attempting a Steiner line. Rogers ducks the Steiner line and comes back instead with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Scotty, and on a roll of 9, it is a big kick by Tommy Rogers that stuns Scotty Steiner. And now we've got a double sit-out hip toss. That's a tag move. Fulton now the legal man in the ring. Fulton with a back body drop, another tag move. Brings Tommy back into the ring as the legal man. Tommy with a kick to the midsection. And Steiner is down. Steiner is down. What's Tommy going to do here? Are we going to go out of the ring? Yes, we are. Both these men B-rated on the arena floor. And on a roll of 9, it is Tommy winning the brawl on the arena floor with a DDT onto the concrete. That looks nasty. Oh, my goodness. Tommy Rogers now in control. And Tommy going to go for a fantastic flip. This is a 0 finisher. Pin roll here on Snake Eyes. And on a roll of 10, Scotty able to kick out. Fulton now the legal man in the ring after that double team move. What's Fulton going to do? He is going to go for another fantastic cradle. That's a 0 pin rating. The pin roll now 3 or lower. And on a roll of 3, he may get him if Rick can't get there. And on a roll of 6, Rick is just able to make the pin save. Rick barely able to save his brother after the fantastic cradle. Rick being put out of the ring now, and the Fantastics with an opportunity to double team. But on a roll of 11, that is a botch. The Fantastics collide, and Fulton is stunned. Scotty, the legal man in the ring. Fulton, the legal man in the ring. Scotty to his feet. And Scotty now with a single leg Boston Crab. Fulton trying to get over and make the tag. On a roll of 7, he cannot get there. Scotty will make the tag. Rick now the legal man in the ring. And Rick is just going to bite the forehead of Bobby Fulton. Rick biting the forehead of Bobby Fulton as only the dog-faced gremlin can do. Rick follows that up. He continues to bite the forehead. Fulton is down. The referee putting the count on him. But Rick continues to bite the forehead, and now Rick just tosses Fulton out of the ring and down to the arena floor. What's going to happen now on the arena floor? But it is Fulton. Fulton winning the brawl on the arena floor as he gets a cannonball off the ring apron onto Rick Steiner. And it is Steiner now who is in the ring and in trouble. Can Fulton put a finisher on him here? He hits him with a cross body block, and Steiner's going to leave the ring again. And on a roll of 4, it is Steiner now winning the brawl on the arena floor, ramming the back of Bobby Fulton into the ring apron. Steiner now, Rick Steiner with a chance to do some damage. Belly-to-belly suplex. Fulton is hurt. Slowly getting to his feet. Rick stays on him. A double team backbreaker elbow smash. Scotty now the legal man in the ring. Scotty with the Steiner line nails Bobby Fulton. Can Fulton make the defensive tag on a roll of 7? No. Here comes Rick into the ring for a double team. On a roll of 10, that is another collision. Steiner on Steiner collision. As they botch the double team, Fulton now back on the offense. And Fulton with a leapfrog arm breaker on Scotty. That's a tag move. Tommy now the legal man in the ring and in control. And Fulton now is going to help Rogers with a double sit-out hip toss that takes Steiner back down to the canvas. Fulton now back in charge as the legal man in the ring. He's going to try for a flying head scissors. He'll need a roll of 5 or lower to hit that. And on a roll of 3, he got him over and down. And now the Fantastics with another opportunity to double team. And on a roll of 4, that is a devastating double team move that is going to cost Scotty another point of fatigue. Tommy now the legal man in the ring. Tommy going for a sleeper hold. Sleeper hold applied. Scotty struggles to his feet. Tommy stays on him. That double sit-out hip toss again. Fulton now the legal man. Fulton comes at him with a back body drop. They got him over and down. And this is a special mechanic on the Fantastics chart that when Fulton and Rogers execute this move, the opponents cannot make a defensive tag for 3 moves. So Scotty is stuck in the ring now for 3 moves, and he is down. What's Fulton going to do? They go for the rocket launcher. This is a +2 finisher with no pin save available. The pin roll here will be 7 or lower, and on a roll of 9, Scotty kicks out. That's 1. Fulton still in control here. Actually, Rogers now the legal man in the ring after the rocket launcher. And Rogers going to go for an atomic drop. He got him down. Still no tag. One more shot at it here with a series of drop kicks. Steiner is hurt. And now Rick Steiner back up onto the ring apron and available if Scotty can get over there and make the tag, which he desperately needs to do. Here's another double sit-out hip toss. And it is going to be Fulton going for the cover. The pin roll here now is 6. So Rick has to attempt the pin save, and on a roll of 10, he can't get there. Scotty will be pinned on a roll of 6 or lower, and on a roll of 7, Scotty just got his foot over the bottom rope. How about that? The Steiners on a desperate hunt here for a defensive tag, as now Bobby is going up for a death jump. Bobby going up for the death jump, and on a roll of 9, he nails the death jump. Steiner is down. Bobby stays on him with another big drop kick. Scotty slowly getting to his feet. Fulton's on him. Fulton now with a running knee lift. Steiner still stunned. Fulton follows that up with that double back body drop, and they got him over. And again, no tag for 3 moves. As they hit that double back body drop, they get that on both men. So Rick is not able to make a tag. Tommy Rogers now the legal man in the ring. He tries the arm breaker. That is a power move, and that's not going to work. Scotty reverses that into a big Steiner line. Tommy is dazed. Scotty follows that up with a big drop kick, and he hits the drop kick, but no, Tommy gets the reversal. Tommy now in control, and he hits a Beal toss across the ring. Steiner resists that. Steiner with the reversal, and Steiner with a big fall-away slam, and Tommy Rogers is down. Tommy is down. Scott is exhausted. He tags into brother Rick, and Rick now the fresh man in the ring against Tommy Rogers. Rick going for a back body drop. This is a choice C maneuver, choice C. He will need 8 or lower to hit that, and on a roll of 11, Tommy avoids the back body drop. And it is Tommy who is going to attempt instead a kick to the face on a roll of 9 or lower. He connects on the kick to the face. Glancing blow. They come back together again in the center of the ring, and it is Rick Steiner with a big elbow drop. They get to their feet again. Rick goes for a hip toss. Tommy dodges that, and Tommy comes back again with an attempt at a kick to the face on a roll of 8 or lower. This time he got him, and Steiner is stunned. Wishbone stomp delivered by Tommy. Rick's not going to try for the defensive tag as Tommy comes back with another wishbone stomp. This time Steiner with the reversal catches him with a backbreaker elbow smash. That is a tag move, which means Scotty has to come back in as the legal man for a move. And on that move, it's a belly-to-belly suplex that puts Tommy down, and Scotty quickly tags Rick back into the ring. Rick now with a chance to hit a finisher. And on a roll of 4, that's a backbreaker into a buckle ram. Tommy Rogers is hurt. Rick Steiner staying on him. Rick now again hitting that tag team back elbow smash and backbreaker. They're going to go for the cover. The pin roll here is 4. On a roll of snake eyes, they may get him if Bobby can't make the save. And Bobby can't make the save. Once again, the snake eyes come into play. And it is the Steiner brothers, Scotty Steiner, getting the pin on Tommy Rogers after a double team backbreaker with an elbow smash. So the Steiners are your winners. In spite of Scotty picking up 5 points of fatigue in that match. So by way of the backbreaker elbow drop combo, double team move by the Steiners wins it. And what a really good tag match that was. Both these two teams performed well as a team. The action was back and forth a lot. A couple of near win situations for both those teams. But it is the Steiner brothers who survive and advance. And they will move on to take on the top-seeded Midnight Express in tonight in the next round of the Filsinger Cup Tag Team Championship Tournament. Let's see, some things happened in the chat room. Frank and Tommy Rogers defeated Adrian Street for the Tennessee Heritage title. Fulton is out with a serious injury. Miho Burns saying hello to our Red Sox fan. Neil Lau has joined us. If I missed you coming in the first time around, welcome. And Bear 805 cheering on the Steiner brothers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with no time limit. This is a singles match in the Filsinger Cup Men's Championship Tournament. Introducing first from Kotsaro, Greece. Standing at 5'10", weighing 185 pounds, this is George Tragos. And his opponent comes to you from Camden, New Jersey, weighing 227 pounds and standing at 6'1". This is Buddy Rogers. Buddy Rogers, Patriot Heavyweight Champion earlier this year. George Tragos got a taste of gold, I believe, here in the AWF winning the mid-card title. You would have to give the overwhelming odds in this match to Buddy Rogers. He's got a pin rating of 4-1 and Tragos is a 7-4. So by virtue of that alone, I would expect Rogers to be the favorite in this match. But Tragos surprised some people over the course of the year. We'll see how he fares against Buddy Rogers. And it is Rogers who takes the opening initiative role and comes out with a slap and an arrogant strut. Tragos not very happy about that. Rogers stays on him with a running tackle. And that's a power move. Rogers has the advantage in both power and agility in this match, and that just makes things that much harder for Tragos. As Tragos is hurt, and Rogers stays on him with a whip to the turnbuckle. Actually thought better of that. He'll go up to level 1 and take Tragos over with a hip toss. But Tragos hits the reversal on the hip toss, and it is Tragos going to attempt a crotch slam and lift, a choice D maneuver. Choice D. He'll need 8 or lower to hit that. And on a roll of 6, he hits it. And Buddy Rogers is down. How about that? Tragos is on him and now going for a double leg Nelson, a choice F maneuver. He'll need 6 or lower to hit the double leg Nelson. And on a roll of 8, Buddy Rogers powers out of that. And it is Rogers who counters that, picks him up, and just dumps Tragos with a pile driver. Tragos down. Buddy Rogers now in control. And Rogers is going to go for an elbow drop. Tragos rolls out of the way of that one. Again, Tragos full of surprises here as he is going to go with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Buddy Rogers, and on a roll of 4, it is Buddy who sidesteps a charging George Tragos. Tragos hits the ring post and tumbles out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Tragos, a C-rated performer on the arena floor, but on a roll of snake eyes. There go those snake eyes again. It is Tragos winning the brawl on the arena floor with a slam onto the announcer's table. Buddy perhaps a little too arrogant in this situation as Tragos got him over, and now he's going for the Grecian sleeper grip. Rogers staggers up to one knee. Tragos stays on him with a double leg pickup and slam. Tragos stays on him now with a grinding toe hold, torturing the toes of Buddy Rogers. Tragos now attempting a hammerlock. That's an agility move. Rogers able to reverse that with just a hard punch that stuns George Tragos. Nothing fancy about that. As now it is Buddy Rogers coming back with a headlock. In the center of the ring, Rogers holding the headlock on Tragos. And Rogers now with a hip toss takes his man over and down. Tragos quickly scrambles to his feet. They come back together again in the center of the ring. And now it is Tragos with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Buddy Rogers on a roll of 9. That is a running back elbow by Tragos that stuns Buddy Rogers. Tragos following that up with a bear hug takedown. And Tragos now following that up once again with that grinding toe hold. He's working the toes. Tragos still in charge now with an attempted crotch lift and slam. A choice D maneuver, so he will need 8 or lower to hit that. And on a roll of 7, he got him over and down. And he's going to go for the cover. The pin roll, of course, only a 1, but Rogers has absorbed the first point of fatigue in this match. And Tragos stays on him, attempting that double leg Nelson. He'll need 6 or lower to complete that, and he got the double leg Nelson in place. And he's going to go for a submission roll here on Snake Eyes. Will we see the magic Snake Eyes again? No, we will not. Rogers able to survive the attempted submission with the double leg Nelson, but Tragos still in control and still got some surprises up his sleeve. Here is a step over toe hold face lock. The STF back before the STF was cool. Rogers slowly getting to his feet, trying to counter as another bear hug takedown by Tragos puts Rogers back down on the canvas. Tragos now goes back to the grinding toe hold, and the toes of Buddy Rogers are starting to feel it as he is down. And Tragos going to follow that up with that Grecian sleeper grip. Rogers now rolls out of the ring and down to the arena floor, and on a roll of 6, that's the best man wins roll, and that will go to Buddy Rogers, and Buddy just hurls Tragos into the crowd. So, wow, Tragos certainly giving Buddy Rogers a run for his money here tonight. Rogers now in control and going to go for the elbow drop. They come together in the center of the ring, and it is Rogers with a forearm uppercut. But Tragos stands his ground. Rogers follows that up with a hip toss, and Tragos is down to the canvas. Rogers now with a series of big drop kicks, and Tragos is out of the ring and down to the arena floor. What will Tragos do out here on a roll of 9? That is the helpless crawl, as Tragos is barely able to get back into the ring ahead of the 10 count. And now it is Buddy going up for a death jump. And to make matters worse, Tragos is also a C rated on the death jump chart. And on a roll of 8, that is a flying clothesline executed by Buddy Rogers that takes Tragos down. And now the figure 4 grapevine is applied. That is a +4 finisher. The finish roll here is 8. And on a roll of 9, Tragos just able to survive. My goodness, this Tragos is full of surprises. Rogers stays on him. Elbow drop. Tragos rolls out of the way of the elbow drop. Tragos comes back with a double leg pickup and a body slam. Tragos now back in control. A bear hug takedown. Rogers gets to his feet. They come together, and it is Rogers again with an uppercut. Tragos stands his ground, and Tragos catches a side headlock. Center of the ring, Tragos applying the headlock, and now the cross ankle pick. Rogers with the reversal, the counter of the cross ankle pick. And it is going to be Rogers with a running tackle that takes Tragos down. Rogers follows that up with a hip toss, and Tragos is down once again. Rogers stays on him, and Rogers now not going to go the whip to the turnbuckle. Instead, he will go with the running tackle that puts Tragos on the canvas once again. Rogers staying on him. Rogers now with another big forearm uppercut. Tragos slow to get to his feet. Rogers now with a jumping knee smash. He's going to go for the cover. The pin roll now 5 or lower, and on a roll of snake eyes, Tragos kicked out. What else were you expecting there? Buddy Rogers now going back to the elbow drop. Rogers follows that up with a pile driver, and Tragos is down. Rogers with a chance to do some more damage here, and he is going to pitch Tragos out of the ring and down to the arena floor. I think Rogers is offended, to be frank. He is offended that Tragos has stayed in this match, and now on the arena floor, it is Tragos who wins the brawl on the arena floor and drop kicks Buddy Rogers over the security railing. Tragos may get disqualified for that. He will not. And as Rogers hits the ring, Tragos is waiting on him with that step over toe hold face lock, the STF. Rogers works his way to the ropes. Tragos stays on him, attempting a hammerlock. Rogers on the reversal. Rogers comes back with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Tragos, and on a roll of 9, it is Rogers with a running shoulder tackle that puts Tragos down on the canvas. Rogers with a hard punch. Tragos slow to get to his feet. Rogers stays on him now with a big drop kick. Tragos again getting to his feet. Rogers this time with a jumping knee smash, and the knee smash takes Tragos down. Rogers with a chance at a finish here. He is going to go up for the death jump. Death jump for Buddy Rogers, and on a roll of 4, he was too slow getting up there, and Tragos throws Rogers down to the canvas. Will we see an upset here? And here it is, the submission finisher, the arm lock and scissors. This is a +1 finisher. The submission roll here would be 4 or lower if Tragos can pull it off. And on a roll of 6, Rogers able to make the escape. But Tragos staying on him. And Tragos now with that step over toe hold face lock applied once again. Rogers slowly getting to his feet. Tragos with a double leg pickup and slam. They come together in the center of the ring, and it is Rogers catching a headlock. Rogers holding that headlock in the center of the ring, and Rogers now attempting a flying head scissors, a choice C maneuver. Choice C, he will need 9 or lower to get that, and on a roll of 8, he got it. But it is Tragos with the reversal. They come together in the center of the ring, and now it's Tragos catching a side headlock. Tragos is wrestling the match of his life here. He attempts a knee lift. Buddy powers out of that, and Buddy comes back with another hip toss that takes Tragos down to the canvas. Tragos getting to his feet. Rogers with another slap and just strutting around the ring. Tragos doesn't take kindly to that. And Tragos comes back. He's going to attempt that crotch lift and slam again on a roll of 8 or lower. And on a roll of 6, he got him down. And Rogers is going to roll out of the ring and down to the arena floor. And on a roll of 5, it is Rogers who wins the brawl on the arena floor with a diving clothesline off the ring apron. Rogers now risking disqualification. He will not be disqualified. And now he goes back to the figure 4 grapevine. The submission roll now 10 or lower. And if Tragos survives this one, I don't know what I'm going to do. And on a roll of 11, he got out of it. Holy cow. George Tragos showing all the resilience in the world. But Rogers go back to the figure 4 grapevine again. And now he's going to need boxcars to get out of this one. And we are done. Wow. George Tragos gave Buddy Rogers all that he wanted here tonight before Rogers able to win it with the figure 4 grapevine. What a match that was. Who in this chat room, unless you're a total heel or a total New Jersey sellout, I think everybody on planet Earth was rooting for George Tragos to pull the upset. But it is Buddy Rogers who wins, and Buddy Rogers who moves on in the Filsinger Cup Championship Tournament. And that brings us to our main event of the evening. Just a few minutes till kickoff time. Man, the Buckeyes can wait, I guess. Great match. Thank you, Al Red Sox fan. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 60-minute time limit. It is for the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger out of St. Louis, Missouri. Standing at 6'2", weighing 238 pounds, this is Lou Thesz. And his opponent is your reigning and defending Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. From Austin, Texas, he stands at 6 foot tall, weighs 289 pounds. This is the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. So this will be a good match, Dusty Rhodes and Lou Thesz. This could be anybody's match here. Lou Thesz, one of the best cards in the set, has 2 finishers, both of which are +2. So if Thesz gets Dusty down, he could very easily take the belt here tonight in Gainesville, Florida. Yeah, we're here tonight in Gainesville, Florida at the University of Florida Basketball Complex, as the Atlantic Wrestling Federation has completed now its circuit of the Southeastern Conference. Gainesville, not one of the usual venues that the AWF would run, but they have run the Southeastern Conference, all the basketball arenas around the SEC, concluding here in Gainesville, Florida, with this championship match, Rhodes against Thesz, and it is Rhodes with the opening initiative roll, and it is Rhodes with a attempted power move, headlock and punch. He'll need 7 or lower to hit that, and on a roll of 9, it is Thesz who powers his way out of that attempted headlock. It will be Thesz with the agility advantage in this match. The power rolls are even, so Thesz now has the advantage, and he is going to go right to the airplane spin. And right off the jump, he's going for the cover. The pin roll here, Snake Eyes. And on a roll of 7, Dusty kicks out. Dusty got pinned on Snake Eyes last week in the World Heavyweight Championship match against Barry Windham. But he kicks out this time. Thesz now in control. And Thesz going right to the Greco-Roman backdrop. This is a +2 finisher. The pin roll now 5 or lower. And on a roll of 10, Dusty is able to kick out. But Thesz has taken control, and he has got Dusty in trouble early. Thesz now goes for the step over toe hold face lock. Again, that STF. He's going for the submission here on 4 or lower. And on a roll of Snake Eyes, he got him. How about that? Dusty Rhodes losing the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship here to Lou Thesz by way of the step over toe hold face lock. So congratulations to your winner and new Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, the one and only Lou Thesz. And once again, Dusty loses on Snake Eyes, but this time it was not a flash pin because he already had fatigue tokens, so there will be no need for any shenanigans. Thesz just pure and simple did what he does best, and that is wrestle. And he took down Dusty right from the get-go. wrapped him up in the step over toe hold face lock, and scored the submission victory over Dusty here in Gainesville, Florida to wrap up the show. Rigged, says Miho Burns. I beg to differ. If anything, you know, THESZ is an official Filsinger card, so I always kind of want to favor the official cards over the bootlegs. Dusty's still a bootleg card and probably always will be. So it's always it always feels like it's more legitimate when the original Filsinger cards win, even though the same guys do the ratings for both cards. So congratulations to Lou THESZ. Thanks to Salvador America. Appreciate the compliments. Al Red Sox fan. Yeah, we're on to watch the Buckeyes. Miho Burns, thank you for joining us. Mark Ferguson, Bear 805, Neil Lau, Kathy Evans, Frank Wayne Scott, Dwayne Martz. Who else did I miss? Frank Wayne Scott, Kathy Evans, Mark Ferguson. I think I got everybody. Thank you all for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. Tomorrow we'll be back on the channel with My Journey with Jesus as we talk about maintaining moral purity, if you are so inclined to check that one out. Otherwise, back on next Saturday night with more Heartland Championship Wrestling action. Until then, that's our stream, and I am out of here.